So why might a designer need the precision associated with a ball-bearing carriage and rail? Like, for what applications would this be useful?
From the previous lesson here above, it looks like to make a 3D printing, like the head of the 3D printing machine so it can move, or maybe robotics. What comes to mind is those shows where you have robots fighting. I think I've seen something with a rail before of a robot attacking another robot. But that's all that comes to mind.
Yeah, those are definitely good applications for it. And you're probably not going to see rails and carriages in any consumer products. They're more associated with like machine design or like industrial type products. We use them a lot in fixtures, and we've never designed a 3D printer, but we've designed a lot of fixtures, and we use rails and carriages kind of not all the time, but regularly, and they're really useful for any time you need reliable linear motion. So yeah, I would not just like 3D printers and robotics, but for example, we had this assembly fixture that required some linear motion in order to install a part onto the rest of the assembly, and we used a linear or a rail and carriage there just to facilitate nice, smooth, linear motion.
All right.
So, how could you use carriages and rails to produce a system that moves in two directions, for example, the X and the Y direction, instead of just the single linear direction associated with a linear rail and carriage combo? For example, here's a rail and carriage. Here's the carriage right here. It moves back on the rail, and this just moves in one direction. So what if you wanted to move in two directions? We'll say that this is the X direction right here, and then Y direction would be like this. How could you do that?
I was thinking that perhaps this could be connected and go this way, and it could look like almost a roller coaster.
Okay. That's an interesting idea, and there are actually types of rails that do bend around like that. So that would allow you to do, X motion over here and then Y motion over there. So that's valid. That's great. What about if you wanted to have Y motion available throughout the entire travel of the current X motion? So you wanted to have Y motion here, 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 there, all the way throughout this X travel. What could you do then?
I'm not sure that's possible.
How, thinking beyond just this single linear guide that I have in my hands, what else might you be able to do?
I suppose we can insert other rails here.
Right, yeah, you could have other rails there. This carriage wouldn't be able to move on those other rails, but what if you had, for example, what if we took this second rail and carriage? This is a bigger one, so let's say that this is our X direction. What we could do is mount another rail and carriage right here on top of our X carriage. So we have our X carriage moving back and forth like that, and then we have our Y carriage moving back and forth like that. And this is actually something that's done commonly, is mounting two rails and carriages to each other to achieve, then you can achieve any position in an X and Y plane, any coordinate you can achieve with two rails and carriages mounted to each other like that.
But really, how far does the camera go to here? Okay.
There you go.
All right. So if you want to reach this coordinate right here, you will have to travel like here. This coordinate here. Yep. Here, and then this piece right here. And then this piece will move vertically until it reaches this point.
That's right. Yeah.
So what will reach the coordinate will be this little piece then.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
Got it.
Yeah. If you found this content helpful, consider enrolling in our signature program at mypipelineacademy.com. Whether you're an individual interested in beginning a new career as a mechanical designer or a company interested in training your new engineering hires, our signature program helps students develop the practical skills they need to be productive mechanical design engineers. Seating is limited. We hope to see you there soon.